TK, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. It's great conference. It's a big leadership team, lot of volunteers, 100 plus volunteers. Events are not easy. I do events, I know the pain. You are the events chair. And this is a big conference, 20th year of PanIIT in the capital of US. Your experience of building this conference.
Well, my involvement with PanIIT or Capital IIT was limited to donation earlier than this conference. So this time when the conference came back to Washington, D.C. metro area, this was after 18 years. Last time it was held here was 2005. So I was a donor that time, but not involved fully in the making of this successful. So I had my dues to pay, I guess. So this time they recruited me early. So they wanted definitely, we are it's a non-profit organization, so it's a voluntary organization. There's no employee in Capital IIT or PanIIT per se. So whatever we do, it's through donation and sponsorship. So naturally, my thing is that I'm a business person, so their interest in me is to have a donation, of course. So I agreed to pay, raise and contribute about $100,000. So that was not the reason they approached me. Many of my friends who I socialize, they knew my ability and interest in running shows. So this was a show basically. So I don't know how, when I got so involved. At one point of time, around September, October time frame, I wanted to withdraw. And the chair said, who is like my younger brother, little brother, he told me that, he took me in a room, he said that, I cannot do it without you. So I felt really emotionally attached, and I said, well, I'm not out. So he said, no, you have to be fully involved. You're not, you're not fully involved. So I said, okay. The organization is about advocacy. This institution has given you the branding, the ability to do well. Fortunately, we have done very well in life. So how do you give back? Not give back only to the IIT community, but give back to the world. So through our technological advancement, through our involvement with charitable organization, and many different ways. So I think that is what is about US, PanIIT, and Capital IIT. We want to give back, all of us, every volunteer, every member of the team. That's what. So it is, my involvement was more emotional. To be honest with you, I could write a check, raise some money, and depart. I have 3 companies, I don't need involvement. But I'm very emotional about the fact that, this is the time that labor, if you know, in our country, Sikhism is all about seva. And even in other religion also, service is the biggest worship, we call it. So I come from that culture, so I think that is what my involvement has been.
No, very well put, TK. I was talking to other, leaders of this conference, and obviously it has a great value system as PanIIT, and you build great bonds with each other. So Syed, who you talked about, who cajoled you and convinced you, and if I may say, emotionally blackmailed you to come and volunteer. Because of the relationship, like you said, you don't have to do this, but you felt that you should rise up and contribute besides money. So building on that, good teams are built based and they're tied together with this glue of friendship, of camaraderie, etc. So it is a great team, of 120 plus volunteers, including the leadership. Just share with us some anecdotes so we get a glimpse of what it takes to build a great conference like this.
Yeah, so we decided that there were a few steps which takes for this kind of conference. We wanted to first make sure that we know the size we expect. We decided the size. With the size came the venue. So we decided the venue. And once the venue was decided, depending on the size, the decision was to go for glamour or go for cost effective. So we chose glamour, and I think that was the right decision, because look at what we have produced. We have 1,500 plus people. All are enjoying, because it's like a memorable experience for all of them. So that venue selection, and then next comes the venue. You have great venue, you have good size of crowd, but what do you serve to them? So basically, in this kind of conference, it's not an exhibition. There's a difference between exhibition and conference. So conference is all about your mission, what we want to portray, what are the pressing issues in the world. And in an institution like IIT, we had to project the futuristic view. So that's what we did a tagline, which is, as you know, invention. And within that, we have 3 or 4 different AI, rising India and things like that. So once those things are in place, other things, fundraising, outreach to inform people, all those took place. So there's 5 or 6 different, major points which was hammered out in the first 6 months. And after 6 months is all, how do we make it happen? How do we have registration and things like that? So I think it was a challenging thing, because it is winter time in East Coast, so weather was to be considered, and all of that. And I think we got lucky with weather. We have fantastic weather. 50 degrees, 55 degrees in January is not bad. And I think in terms of size of the attendance, it is one of the largest in the history of PanIIT conferences. So it took us good 6 months to put together the pieces, and then we were cruising along.
No, you've done a fabulous job along with everybody else. I want to now talk a little bit about your professional and entrepreneurial experience, because like everybody else, besides being a volunteer, you are a professional and entrepreneur, and you have engagements either through technology or through business. And that's what we want to learn, because who's the man behind the event management chair, and who puts this together? If you are willing and capable of giving $100,000 or more to the cause of an organization, then we need to learn, and how is it that you have succeeded along with other IITians. So TK, I know it's been a long journey for you from India and all the way to here. You have done multiple jobs, Fortune 500, Fortune 100, and then you're also an entrepreneur. So first let's understand the essence of technology, and how do you see technology evolving, helping entrepreneurs?
Yes, so my journey started with, I had a bachelor's degree in civil engineering from IIT Kharagpur. That was my first college degree. And I started my career with Government of India as a Indian Engineering Services. Didn't last much. Came here in the United States with as a student. Did my 2 degrees and worked for a Fortune 100 company. Then I was hired by a startup, and I built that company together with my partner for over around $100 million. Exited from there and started 3 companies. Now I'm involved with 3 different types of verticals, and the main reason I think an IITian or engineer successfully because the work ethic. I believe I have been given that kind of training through IIT that work is worship, and I believe that I got lucky. I don't think I'm the smartest person in this earth. I have been lucky. There are a lot of people who are smarter and more hardworking than I am. But I got lucky, but at the same time, I would say I have worked very hard where I am. I have diversified myself. So the main reason for the success where you translate things to in terms of revenue and profit is the value. I think I have been able to create values alongside the the revenue and profits. So that has been my milestone.
You are now also engaged with business in India. India, as you know, is right there, as we say, India shining. You see a lot of opportunity in the workforce, in the market. Not only India, as you mentioned earlier, but you also have that business into the neighboring countries of India as well. So, your take on the opportunities that Indian subcontinent present?
I think the biggest opportunity India has is the youth. I think it's a very young country, and majority of the people can understand and speak English, which is an international language, I guess. So India presents an opportunity which can be globalized very easily. I think the main purpose for me having businesses in India and neighboring countries is that I think you can get a lot of things done within a cost-effective way, and quality things done. So I feel that India's best days are ahead. I mean, I think the partnership, you can see the partnership US and India has now. I think that's the right two largest democracies in the world. People's power play there. So I think it presents unique opportunities for entrepreneurs like me, where the value of dollar pays an advantage to you, and the quality manpower you have in India, a country like India, also presents unique opportunity for people like us who can invest in a technology or a service which can be supported by the educated population India has. If you look at the last 15 years, it was a service economy. From there, India is diversified into manufacturing. So it was predominantly one of our neighbors had the complete monopoly on that outsourced manufacturing. India is getting into that. Not only is getting into the manufacturing of commodities, it is into high-tech manufacturing, semiconductor chips, those. So all this is because of the educated manpower and the infrastructure, because of the availability of resources, use of technology, and some of the government policies which are very helpful for businesses from United States to run their operations there, be it manufacturing, services, or whatever sector you take. So I am in a very different business than technology there, which is in the healthcare. And I see there are a lot of opportunities there, not only in the generic, but also in the formula. So India has proven that it is not only supporting country for your services or manufacturing. We can create the drugs or create products which can be researched and originated in India and manufactured there and exported.
I completely agree with you. As we say, the next century will belong to India and its potential. TK, truly a pleasure. Thank you so much for what you do. Really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Mateen. It's really a pleasure, and thanks for the opportunity given to me.